I hope you all made it safely into the new year. Happy 2021. May it be better than the last one, and fuck whatever 2020 was. We are going to go right back into the game. We left off
is the tale
after the Judicator. So we did
a grand arena
we did get the
by blood,
Judicator, and we did get
a giant
the
slain,
Pharisee.
a toll paid in full. But before the king will help our rider, he must have his dead court.
And now we have to go and get Basileus and then return to the dead king. The reason we're currently at the dead court is because I decided to take the chance to just quickly get rid of my items and clear out my inventory, because it was getting pretty full in here, but we finished that last time, so now we can just move on. Oh, one thing I should probably do is we're going to go to Ostakov and we're going to sell him our relics that we have currently picked up, because you do actually get bonuses for selling his relics back to him. So let's go over here. And this is the one that I was particularly interested in, the 2 skill points. That will definitely come in handy.
Nowhere to find me.
And hello to the chat Bjornar. And Sacha, hello and Happy New Year to both of you. So let me just have a look. Can we actually spend some skill points? We're gonna need 6 for this. So we can actually spend 3 points on whatever else we want. So we're going to go for Aegis, because this can actually help us. This can help us survive some battles that might otherwise be a little bit tricky. Alright, and now we just go back to the Gilded Arena. We could theoretically teleport, but I don't think it would shave off much of our traveling time, so we're just gonna walk there. And besides, I do love visiting these 2 Leviathans. Little undead void noodles. Alright, let's go. So this next bit of gameplay that we're about to go through, gameplay-wise, is, in my opinion, the trickiest part of the game, because the fight against Basileus is just a massive pain in the ass if you don't have health steal, because that guy can teleport. And honestly, after that everything gets a lot better, because after that fight we're going to get Echidna's Fangs, and that's just gonna take care of our healing needs until we get a good size, and then after that we'll never ever need healing items again, probably. So let's go. There we go, let's talk to our whisper voices again.
So you have returned. What is it you seek this time?
I seek the Psychomeron.
If such a thing were possible, it would surely consume you down to your very soul.
I have a few to spare.
Indeed. But I wonder, are they too old to burn after so many eons? Why do you find out?
I doubt they are too old to burn, because the Nephilim are a relatively young species. They are younger than angels and demons, and both angels and demons can go through the city of the dead and into the well just fine, so I'm pretty sure if the souls of the Nephilim were to burn up in the Psychomeron, there would be no problem at all with that. Now the problem that we are going to have is these guys. This is our welcoming party for this dungeon. A whole lot of stalkers. This is just the first two, there's going to be more. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh no, no, stop locking onto the prowler. Oh, I hate this camera perspective. And we just wasted most of our unstoppable duration on this. Starting to think I should actually have used Reaper form for this. There we go, finally. We lost a lot of health here. Let's see, that was some good equipment lying around here. Thorns, I don't need thorns, so... I don't really care if it has higher defense, but shit does, so... Ooh! Why yes, I will take this one, thank you very much. Alright, so we only just got here and we're already down 4 health potions, so this is a good sign. This is why I said this area is quite possibly the worst area in the entire game.
From dust I am reborn.
Actually, let's go over here first and let's get the chest. And hello, Silver Studios. Alright, so we're gonna need one of these dudes over there.
As you wish.
And one of these dudes over here. Now this place is a maze, although it looks like a maze, but it's actually pretty straightforward once you know what you're doing. The main recommendation here is to just use every single lever you find to just make sure that you open up as many of these pathways as possible, so that if you have to backtrack, at least
as you command.
You will have a relatively easy time backtracking through it.
As you command.
Alright, we're gonna need to get one of them over here. This chest in particular, if you don't get this while you are here, then there's a good chance that you will have to glitch your way back over to this area in order to get it. And I just wanted to execute this scarab, but apparently that does not want to. Okay. Oh, shit. So, let's get that right now. Ooh. I am definitely putting this on, thank you very much.
As you wish.
Alright, let's grab onto him. And we're gonna ignore that one.
From dust I am reborn. As you wish.
Now, it's never fully explained what exactly the Psychomeron is. From what Basileus told us when we visited the Judicator, it's basically
As you command.
a trial meant to punish. So, supposedly, somewhere you send people that you just want to have a really bad time in a dungeon. And I do find it kind of weird that there doesn't seem to be like any actual prize to completing the Psychomeron, other than, you know, bragging rights in universe. Because of course what we are getting out of it is we are getting Basileus and we're getting Echidna's Fangs. But you gotta wonder what would be in it for other people visiting this place. Alright, we're gonna climb up there for just a second, get ourselves a nice little relic, and then we're going back down here just for this liver over here, because again, use as many of these as you can, because they open up a lot of pathways that you might need later. And there's a look at our, well, half of our boss for this dungeon. This is Echidna. If you remember, Thane sent us to kill her, and according to the Chancellor, she lives in the Shadow Realm, Italy. It is never explained whether that Shadow Realm is the same one that War can temporarily see into in Darksiders 1, but there's nothing saying that it's not, so might be the same place.
As you command.
We won't be able to go there as Death, but we will be able to go into the Shadow Realm temporarily as War. Now, this jump down here is absolutely atrocious. What's even worse is that sometimes your dead lord just doesn't go over there, he just keeps on fighting the scarabs instead. And it takes him forever to get there, so this time we're lucky. He at least managed to go there without any interruptions. There we go. Made it. But we don't have any luck with the executions on these scarabs today. I might actually equip that. Let me see what we currently have. Currently we have 52 defense and 12 strength. Huh. It's a pretty good resistance stat on it, though. I think I'm gonna stick with this for now. Hopefully we'll get something soon that has strength for critical damage.
As you wish.
Alright. And while we get our dead lord to go over there, we're gonna go and pull another lever. Alright, there we go. I might actually teleport back to the Eternal Throne before we go to the final boss, because yikes, we are low on health potions. There we go. That's what I've been trying to do for the entire time. I'm hoping that maybe one of these scarabs will drop a health potion. Would be really nice. But no luck today. RNG hits my gun. Alright, now you are supposed to be getting help from these guys during the fight, but first of all, they are not all that helpful, and secondly, they are going to despawn halfway through the fight. So, yeah. Good job, Deadlord.
You cannot win.
Ow, 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 ow.
Dust, I am reborn.
That was painful. I just wanted to get these two guys back because they do make for a good distraction in the next part of this battle. With these scarabs. Which are a massive pain in the ass. There we go. Alright, let's see what we have. Didn't we have a potion somewhere? Here. Ooh, nice. I'll be wearing that, thank you very much. Arcane. I don't need arcane. And I think there should be a mystic stone just around here. Yep, there it is. Let's get that. And yeah, I am definitely going back to the Eternal Throne and getting some potions before we move on, because I am not fighting Echidna and Basileus with only 2 health potions. Not even on normal difficulty, I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. Alright. The good news is we should be getting a spawn point in this dungeon, so we don't have to go all the way back here. Alright, let's see. Does Ostagoth still have any health potions?
Rouse to your heart's content.
He does. Perfect.
I felt.
Alright, let's go and kill a spider. As for a question from the chat about which systems to get the Darksiders games on, 1, 2 and Genesis are available on Switch. Darksiders 3 is not. So if you're planning to get them on Switch, just keep that in mind. The third one is not on Switch and will not be on Switch within the foreseeable future, according to the developers.
I hoped a champion would arise who could face the corruption. And you have come far, horseman. A pity that your journey ends here.
I hate this guy so much. So as you can see, this guy can teleport. He likes to block a lot. And he does a ton of damage when he hits you. So, I hate this guy so much. This also makes it pretty useless to actually equip skills for him, like Unstoppable, because you'll be spending so much time just watching him teleport, dodging his teleport, that it's not really worth it equipping Unstoppable. Except maybe for the parts where you fight Echidna. With her you actually have a chance to get some good damage in. And it's actually going much better today than it usually does, so I'm very happy about that. It's actually hilarious that the giant spider is a lot easier to fight than this dude. Oh my god, dude, can you at least stay on the ground for a minute so I can actually hit you? Oh shit.
Break him!
Alright, that actually went a lot better than I expected. And there we go. Echidna, former queen of the Shadow Realm, dead. And Death is just about 200% done with this guy.
I will ride with you, horseman, even unto the Lord of Bones. Even unto judgment.
Now this is indication that something awful is going to happen when we go to the Eternal Throne. Just like the Judicator said that the Lord of Bones was going to punish him for his service. And it's not going to end well for our dear dead lords. Now, these are Echidna's fangs. The fangs of Echidna have drained the life from countless creatures over the millennia to feed the beast's hunger. Now fashioned into weapons for death, Echidna's fangs siphon health from his foes, weakening them only to strengthen the Reaper. Now, this means that this weapon has health steal, but in contrast to all other weapons with health steal, the effect applies both to Echidna's fangs and to whatever scythes you have equipped. So if you equip Echidna's fangs, even if you're using the scythes, you're still going to get this health steal effect, which is amazing. This is just going to make our life so much easier, because this is going to just help us get through a lot of fights without having to use many health potions. So we're gonna keep these fangs equipped until we get a good possessed scythe, and after that we're still going to equip it again once we go to Earth, because on Earth we're probably not going to use the scythes. We might, but maybe not. I'm gonna have to think about it once we actually get there. It will depend on what level we are when we get there. Anyway, for now we're done with Echidna and the Psychomeron, so we could now theoretically go back to Thane and hand in his quest, but we're gonna wait with that until we have defeated all 4 of the creatures that he wants us to defeat. For now we are going to continue with the main story with the Lord of Bones, and this is the part where I was just about ready to basically be completely done with the Kingdom of the Dead. I was so happy when I got here the first time. I was like, yes, finally we can get out of this place. And, well, we're not so lucky. Also, if you have anything left to do that requires the Dead Lords, do it before you go to the Lord of Bones here. Do it while you still have the interdiction ability, because otherwise, yeah.
My king, what would you have us do?
Suffer. Too long you have slumbered. Too long you have forsaken your duty. I have no more use for you.
What is this? I don't like being toyed with.
They failed me, but you have earned my gratitude. I will send you to one in my kingdom who knows the way to the Well of Souls. But first, there are demons that you must face.
I've already faced and killed many.
Not like these. There is great power bound in that amulet. But your shame stays its unlocking.
I regret nothing.
Oh, I can see beyond your flesh to where the true battle rages.
You are a terrible liar, Death. But anyway, I remember distinctly when I first got to this area of the game, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I spent so much time just getting all of these Dead Lords, and now he gets rid of them. And of course the question is, how many more Dead Lords does he have? Does he just have replacements? Because now the Judicator is gone, we're gonna need somebody to, you know, judge those souls and reveal their secrets. Is there just a line waiting? Are there more subjects of the Dead Lord who are basically just like, well, I guess now I got a Klingon promotion? Who knows? Anyway, now we've got Soul Splitter. This basically replaces the interdiction ability that allowed us to control the Dead Lords. And it says here, the Lord of Bones has looked into Death's soul and unlocked previously hidden potential. Death may now split his spirit into 2 halves, allowing them to be moved and controlled separately from his physical form, which turns to stone and is virtually invulnerable. So this is going to basically function as our replacement for interdiction, and it is going to allow us to do a lot of the same stuff,
Horseman,
but not walk through
what did you
gates.
learn from the Lord of Bones? I suppose your king lives up to his name, if not his bargains.
The Dead King has granted you passage to the City of the Dead.
Who must I seek in the City of the Dead?
You should worry more about the one who seeks you.
Answer my question, Scarecrow.
There's no fun in simply telling you.
Then speak no more.
I'd keep watch on my own neck if I were you.
What will I find in the City of the Dead? Besides more corpses.
Something far more precious than sinew and bone. Souls, Rider. From every kingdom under a dying sun. In the city, their past life is cleansed, that they may pass through the well and be reborn. Many souls do not survive this purification. Some are driven mad, and a few even manage to escape their bonds.
So yeah, this is what basically happens to you after you meet the Judicator. after all your secrets have been laid bare and your soul has basically been allowed to face your past, you go into the City of the Dead, which is this cheerful looking place where everything is amazing and awesome, and I'm just kidding, of course. It's actually really dull and full of things that want to kill you. And like the Chancellor just said, some souls go mad, some manage to escape from the City of the Dead and then go on to haunt other realms, like for example the Bloodless that Draven sent us to kill. And the few lucky ones that actually make it through and get purified, those go into the Well of Souls. Now, we are going to take a slight detour here, if we can. Usually at this point the game likes to prevent you from fast traveling. Yep. So we're going to have to quit for just a second and come back into the game in order to be able to fast travel. We are going to go to the Eternal Throne because there is a bit of dialogue here that you can only get at this specific time. You can only get it after collecting the 3 Dead Lords and before finishing the City of the Dead. So it's a very narrow time window. It's not much dialogue, but it's pretty interesting from a character standpoint. And it involves Ostagoth. So let's go back to him. Alright, so here we go, back to the Eternal Throne.
What can you tell me about the City of the Dead?
I have never been inside its walls and never will, so long as I draw breath. It is a place for wayward souls, or was, until the fall of man.
What changed?
Once the screams of the dead echoed from the city and across the plains. But now, the city is silent, and only the echoes remain.
So that is telling us that something is very much not right within the City of the Dead, and something happened to the souls of humanity, beyond just, you know, all of humanity dying. But what I find really interesting about this is that Ostagoth does not seem to be afraid of going anywhere else. He goes to demonic realms, he goes to the Kingdom of the Dead, but he does not go into the City of the Dead. He staunchly refuses. And combined with how he said when you first met him that he's a merchant with a taste for the finer things in life and in death, it makes me wonder, is Ostagoth dead and does he not go into the City of the Dead because literally he does not want his soul to enter the Well of Souls just yet? Just a theory, obviously, but I find it interesting that this is the one place that he just absolutely refuses to visit, because he has no problem with dangerous places. He would just walk straight up to Samael's keep and starts bargaining with him for artifacts in Samael port, so
Impossible.
clearly that sort of thing is not a problem for him. But he refuses to go to the City of the Dead. Now this dungeon is pretty massive. We're probably going to oh shit, I actually wanted to go back and get that shit. We are actually going to probably we might have to leave in the middle of the dungeon and just get ourselves a good possessed size. If not, we're gonna do it after the end of the dungeon. Because once we hit level 17, we will have easy access to health steal and other good stuff. So we're gonna get that.
Stay back!
Fuck. Come on. Oh shit. I missed the perfect dodge there. Oh, because... Okay, he's running into an invisible pillar. Nice. Very nice. Did he attack me? Hello? There we go. Much better, thank you. I gotta say, technically this dungeon is actually pretty nice. It's actually really nice layout, very interesting puzzles, but at this point I was just so beyond done with the Kingdom of the Dead that I just wanted to get it over with quickly in pretty much every single playthrough. Also, fun fact, I know that those two split souls that we have here, the green soul and the purple soul, are technically one and the same, and just basically share a consciousness and are not individual people, but I still like to alternate who gets to do the boring job of standing on a plate and who gets to actually run and explore and do stuff. Alright. Just gonna ignore these dudes for a moment. Get a nice relic here. And on we go. Alright, now here, if you climb up here, you can get to a legendary weapon, which we are almost definitely going to sell, but we might as well get them while we're here. These are the Lich Spines. The Lord of Bones used this weapon to depose Argol, the deposed king, whom we are still going to fight. So this is the weapon that the Lord of Bones used in order to beat him. Built from the very bones of his finest warriors, the Lord of Bones imbued his weapon, named Lich Spines, with tendrils of lightning that sear into foes with every blow. The strike of the Lich Spines can shock an opponent, stealing vital wrath energy and transferring it to the wielder. So in addition to pretty much working for a temperamental jackass who might just kill you if he's bored or disappointed or whatever, if you're working for the Lord of Bones, you might also end up being made into a weapon. This dude, like, seriously. You would not think that there is anyone with worse job bonuses than the council, but it is apparently doable. Alright, now these things, I hate the sound that these things make so much, so I'm just gonna try to get through this quickly. Alright, let's try to get through this quickly. There we go. And we got absolutely nothing useful from that chest. Wow. Amazing. Alright, let's move on. Wow. He dropped the scythe even before he actually dropped. Nice. Okay, finally we're away from that stupid pedestal. It's about time. Oh, seriously? Come on, Dev. Now this area is a lot easier on PC than it is on PS4, because on PS4 the camera just goes all screwy here. Where are we? Who knows? There we are. Oh nice, we got a new Book of the Dead chapter. So now we can theoretically enter the... oh, ouch, 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 ouch. Now we can theoretically enter the Death Tomb in the Kingdom of the Dead and start building ourselves a nice scythe. So we're definitely gonna get to that once we hit level 17. As for the question from the chat about a bug with the quest from the Chancellor's quarry not completing properly, or that the quest remains in the quest log but grayed out, I have not had it happen with that specific quest, but I have had the same thing happening with sometimes with the Ogle's Tomb DLC. I just had to fish for the name there because I was like, Frozen Tomb, Abyssal Tomb, it was something with Tomb, it was Ogle's Tomb. So the Ogle's Tomb DLC sometimes, the quest is completed but it just does not show up as completed at all in the quest log. The game can be weird like that. In my own personal experience, most issues like that, if you have them once, you are going to have them in every single playthrough on that specific platform. Like, for example, what we're going to have on this playthrough, I can already guarantee you, is going to be the map glitch with the Archon, which is hilarious, but also kind of inconvenient from a lore standpoint. But we are going to have that glitch because I have it every single time I play this on PS4. It's just something with my install, and not just my install, it might be some, I don't know how, but even if I reinstall the game, I keep on having that glitch on PS4, never on PC. So, I don't know, this game just has glitches that once you have them, you just have them forever. There are a few where it's actually discernible what's causing the glitch, like for example the crash when you meet the Archon. That has a very specific reason and can actually be avoided. But yeah, for some glitches like this quest log not properly clearing up, that's just stuff that who knows what happens there. and how to fix it. It should not affect achievements though, because usually the game will still recognize that you cleared the area. Alright. There we go. Up we go, up, up, up. Alright. I think we should be getting to the elevator of doom soon enough. And as for the remark from the chat about that spirit dragon, that is a wraith serpent. We're going to meet a few of them throughout this area, and we're going to actually get up close with one of them and hopefully not get pushed over the edge by it. So we are going to get a good clear look at one of those. Alright, gonna pick up this relic first. And unsplit and split again. Alright, now before we go over there, we're just gonna get a stone bite, a boatman coin, and a chest. So, let's go. Stay here, ghostly lady. Oh, let's not go too far. So as you can see, when the screen is going wobbly like this, it means you are getting close to the end of the range of Soul Splitter, and if you go much further than this, you will unsplit and you will have to split again. So whenever the screen goes screwy like that, you gotta be really, really careful where you're going. Alright, let's go. And now we can unsplit again. Perfect. And yeah, I think we're about to get to the elevator of doom. Alright, now just let me see, which way do we actually have to go? I think that way, yeah. Yeah, this just leads us back down to the main area. Okay. Cool, cool. Alright, so now we're back in the first bridge room. Just gonna take a little shortcut and just jump straight over here. And now we get into a good, nice series of long fights. No, you don't. Oh, no, 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 no. Got one of these. Ugh. Come on, try to attack me. Thank you. I was hoping I would be done with the Wraith before I get to him, but oh well.
Impale the trespasser!
Okay, lady, now please die. That's enough. Thank you. Now, I hate fighting these guys, not because they're difficult to fight, but because I can't see their health bars. So I can't even know if I'm able to do execution moves on them. None on this one? Okay, ooh, possessed knife. With critical damage, nice. I mean, we're still gonna get ourselves a different one, but as random possessed knives come, this one is actually pretty good. Oh! Execution, here we go. Bam. Can't even see the execution properly because this dude is so tall. Ouch. And no execution for this one. Okay. I'm just gonna kill him the normal way then. There we go. Ice damage is not too bad, but I still want to keep my critical damage and critical chance. Okay, now we get to what I like to call the elevator of doom. First of all, once you're here, pick up those 2 chests, because if you come back for them later, they will be gone. And this is actually pretty nice critical chance on that side. But more importantly, the elevator that lies beyond these doors is one of the 2 places in the game where an environmental death counts as a combat death, which means if you die in this elevator during nightmare mode, it will delete your save. And this elevator is a massive pain in the ass, so let's hope we get through it in one go. Fingers crossed. I don't even know what architect put this thing in here in the first place. I want to have words. This is not OSHA compliant. Go, come on, Death. There we go. Whew. There we go. Whew. And as for the question from the chat, there are several difficulty modes in this game. If you play in nightmare mode, there are 2 different kinds of deaths. Environmental deaths, which is stuff like, you know, jumping down here. And there are combat deaths, which means you actually die in combat, in which case you get a screen that asks you if you want to quit to the main menu or go back into game. In Nightmare mode, if you die a combat death, it will reset your save to the beginning of the game. So it will basically wipe your entire progress for that specific save. Which is why we are never going to play on Nightmare mode. I have not done it once and I have no intention of doing it ever. Because I don't hate myself. I want my games to be entertainment and not a chore. Alright. Now this series of fights is almost cute compared to what we just had. Like, it's so easy. Now these are abominations, which we also encounter in the first game. And also, War has a wrath attack that basically has the same effect, basically poisons the enemy. So you kind of wonder, did he learn that from one of these guys at some point? Who knows? And there we go. 2 boys and dudes down. Let's go for the liches. Now, as usual, you want to kill the lich first before you kill his cronies, because otherwise he's just going to keep on spamming you with skeletons. Oh, there should be another one on the field. Yep, there he is. Perfect. Come here, you bastard. There we go. Nope. Still not better than what we're currently wearing. I could really use some new lower body armor, honestly. I think we've been running around with this thing since, like, the first dungeon of this area.
I cannot.
Ooh, but that shroud looks nice. Let me have a look. Currently we have 87, 17, and 20. 87, 17. We're gonna keep on wearing what we currently have. Only because of the extra strength. No, wait a second, I think that's where we came from. Yeah. Okay. Not going back that way. And we're back in our big lantern room, so our job's gonna be to bring this thing all the way downstairs to open the main door. Alright, up we go. Alright, now this area, there's a very easy to miss secret in this area. And it belongs to one of the side quests in the game, so if you're going for 100% completion, make sure you get it. And you specifically want to split as close to the edge as possible over here. And instead of sitting on the plate, just make sure you have the option to go where you want to go. So first we're going over here. To this completely useless chest in this playthrough. Oh, whoa. And then we go over to the other side. But instead of going all the way to the right, switch back to your other soul. And voila, we're on the other side of the wall. Ooh. Well, shitty stuff, but still, possessed scythe. Not bad. And there we go, this is our first Gnomad gnome. A mysterious gnome statue left by Gnomad. This is actually a nod to the creator, or one of the creators of the series, Joe Madureira, the comic book artist, who was one of the creative directors for 1, 2, and Genesis. So you can find 4 of these Gnomad gnomes, 1 in each realm that you visit, and if you collect all 4 of them, you get a wacky pair of scythes that just has completely random effects, basically. And what's kind of worrying from an in-game perspective is that if Gnomad is a thing, like the character of Gnomad is a thing, that means we have 2 lunatics walking around like crazy. We have Gnomad and we have Wicked K. So just 2 complete pranksters running around in the universe, and who knows where Gnomad is. Anyway, let's move on. We need to go over there. Now after this, make sure that you do not turn this lantern anymore, because you do need those crystals to be in this specific location. Okay, let's switch to the guns so we can get rid of these little scarabs a lot quicker. No! Oh my god, Death, will you please lock on to the big scarab? Thank you very much. And I am in full agreement with Strife on this one. What cruel god designed a bug this big? Seriously. Why? Alright, let's see. Did they at least drop anything nice? Not really. Okay. And now we're about to get up close with one of those Wraith Serpents. There she is, little growling spectral noodle. Be careful though, this serpent can actually push you off of this balcony if you stand here while the serpent is coming around, so you want to get out of here as quickly as possible. At least get off the walkway. Alright, and there we go. I think we have to climb up to the door with the yeah, okay. Have to climb up to the door with the skeleton key. As for the question from the chat, not gonna lie, I would love to see the Crucible being extra hard in the next Darksiders game, if it's Strife's game, and just being completely bonkers hard, possibly even with both Gnomat and Wicked K at the end. And when Strife asks about what happened, Kargon and Targon are just like, well, your siblings breezed through the other two Crucibles we made, so we figured we'd make this one extra hard. And that was the story of how Strife set out to murder his brother and sister. Alright, now here you wanna destroy all of these bone mounts, because that will give you the Shadow of Death armor, which is a pretty good armor if you're a Necromancer. Shadow of Death, forged in the darkest vaults of hell by demon master smiths, the Shadow of Death gauntlets channel the dark powers of magic into the wearer, enhancing their arcane ability and improving the potency of wrath energy. So, in other words, very good if you are a necromancer. Not so great if you are a harbinger. And for this one, the description of the shoulder piece actually is slightly different from the rest. It says, the Shadow of Death shoulder piece bears the snarling face of an ancient demon prophet. So demons have prophets. Channeling the dark powers of magic, blah 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 blah. So demons have smiths and demons have prophets. And it's not just the angels and the makers who make good stuff, it's also the demons who can sometimes make really, really good armor and weapons. I'm just gonna go over here to get another chest. And then I'm actually gonna show you guys what the Shadow of Death set looks when you have it equipped. So... Oh, I can't even put it on yet because I'm not level 17. Okay. So what does this thing have? It has arcane and it has arcane critical damage. So if you are a necromancer, this is a pretty good armor for you. I guess we'll just equip it once I get to Sentinel's Gaze and I get the Shadow of Death scythes as well. So we can have like the full set with the weapon. Too bad. We will probably make it to level 17 after the boss fight, because I don't think we will get into enough fights until then. Alright, no. Oh, come on, Death. Seriously. Alright, let's go. Let's get this stupid puzzle over with. And there's a Soul Arbiter scroll here, so let's get that. As for the question from the chat about demon belief systems, we do know that the demons do know about the creator and that he created everything, so to some extent, like, this is not demons are unbelieving in God. The demons do know that God exists, and they do know that God created pretty much almost everything in the universe. They just don't worship him like the angels do. So who knows what demons worship instead, aside from, you know, victory in battle. It will probably also depend a lot on the demon. Because with demons you have super powerful ones like Lucifer, who may or may not be a fallen angel, we don't know. And then you have like the lowly little legion grunts. So I'm guessing there's probably some kind of disconnect there. Alright, now let me just make sure that we didn't miss anything in here. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Nope, looks good. Okay, let's go. And now we get to one of my favorite boss fights in this entire game. We get to punch out Cthulhu. There we go. Hello, tentacle face. I do love the music in this fight. Now keep in mind, the only thing that you can damage with this guy is his face and his hands. So unless you can manage to get access to one of those, don't even bother. And there's our little spirit noodles floating around the arena. This beam of light will actually hurt if you get into it, so try to stay away from that. And yes, you do have to destroy all of these skeletons before the Wailing Host appears again. There he goes. Perfect. Thank goodness that we have Echidna and her health steal, because otherwise this battle would be kind of awful. Now, if you don't think this guy is pretty enough already, there he is in all his glory. And I think this is also the part of the fight where we will start to have the Wraith Dragons just bursting out of the ground. The Wraith Serpents, so we're gonna have to be careful for that. Oh, and we leveled up, nice. Oh man, I glitched that guy to another level. Awesome. Oh, ouch. Watch where you're going, Spirit Noodle. Oh, there we go. He's still there. Amazing. I love those glitches. Oh, now he's there. Okay. I released him from his torment. And I think that's the end of the battle. Yes. I do love that Death is just like, no wait, you get back here. You get back here right this second, we're not done. And now we get Wandersmash, formed from materials of realms beyond, brought to one in the name of dark magic. Posing with an eerie presence of vestigial anguish, the hammer is feared not only for its power, but for its ties to a shadowed cult. So there are cults in this universe. What's the cult? What do they believe in? What do they worship? What are their practices? Do you need to sacrifice some virgins? We don't know. All we know is that they make this beautiful weapon, which we are going to use because this is a possessed secondary weapon, so we can actually put our own stat attributes on this, and we're basically going to put a whole lot of resistance, strength, and health on that in order to boost our normal stats. Now we have also unlocked the Abyssal Forge campaign, which is one of the DLCs that comes with the definitive edition. The Abyssal Forge is a living machine designed to harness the unfocused dark power of the Abyss. The maker who built this abomination, known only as the Mad Smith, was shunned by his own people and sealed away in the Shadowlands with his creation. So no idea if these Shadowlands are the same as the Shadow Realm Isolic. We can actually go here, but the entire water in that place is toxic for us. Access this content from additional campaigns on the main menu. Okay. The Mad Smith, he's basically a maker, and the other makers went, what the fuck are you doing meddling with the powers of the Abyss? Because remember, the Abyss is the only place in the Darksiders universe that is basically untouched by the Creator. The Creator has zero hand in what happens in the Abyss, and nothing good usually comes from the Abyss. It's usually all unpredictable dark magic. So, yeah, the Mad Smith harnessing the powers of the Abyss was not exactly a great idea. We are going to play that DLC later, near the end of the game. But yeah, the Mad Smith also made the Abyssal Armors for the Horsemen, and he made the Barbs of Scorn, Fury's Whip. So, this guy, he's had his hands in a lot of stuff in this universe.
Horsemen, I believe you call.
Profather.
I am the one you seek. And where else would I be but the city of the dead? Would you like to ask a question? Or just stand there like you've seen a ghost?
Tell me how to reach the Well of Souls.
He's so polite this time.
The Well of Souls is a place of unimaginable power. The key to life and death. Of creation itself. And that is why the well has a key of its own. One that was divided long ago. The angels keep one half, and the demons the other. And never shall the two meet. Unless you truly mean to save your brother.
To save war, I would storm the White City.
Of that, I am more than certain. But there is no need. The angels have realms beyond the White City, as the demons do, beyond their dark kingdom. All will become clear to you once you reach the tree.
I've already done that, Crowfather.
Nevertheless, you must find the tree again, and go wherever it takes you.
Oh no, not this
Absalom
again.
lives. Yes, Absalom lives on. His rage and agony spread as corruption, and he will unmake all of creation to destroy the balance.
I killed Absalom once, Crowfather. If I could go back, I would see him spared.
I doubt he would grant you the same courtesy.
Not gonna lie, half the players who play this game have probably forgotten who Absalom is by the time they get to this dialogue. So yeah, Absalom, the oldest of the Nephilim, and the one that we saw when we first got to the Tree of Life and Death. It's actually very interesting here from that perspective, because Absalom, still called Death Prophet, but like the Crowfather says, if they could go back to Eden and repeat that fight, Absalom would probably not spare Death. As much as he likes Death, he would probably still kill him in order to get his way. And Death, on the other hand, is like, yeah, actually, I would like my brother to live, but I don't think that would work out, because the council was pretty clear on, having to kill all the other Nephilim, so... Yeesh.
How can I restore humanity?
The Well of Souls is where all life begins, where the souls of the dead are born into their new lives.
I killed the beast that haunted this place. I freed the souls of humanity.
And in other times, that would be enough. But something draws power from the well, leaving only void where there once was life. I fear you have only released the souls into further torment.
Then there is no hope. Humanity is lost.
Not so. Even now, you carry with you the power to restore the well.
The Nephilim?
If you sacrifice their souls, yes. They alone have the power to undo what was done.
Yeah, so basically, the Well of Souls is the final destination of the afterlife, so to speak. There is no going to heaven or going to hell if you somehow manage to make it through the City of the Dead. By that point, your soul has essentially been cleansed of all its past memories, all its past emotions. It is essentially a blank slate, and it goes back into the well, and then from the well, because the well is inside the Tree of Life and Death, and the Tree of Life has roots everywhere, your soul goes back into your assigned realm, which begs two important questions. Number one, can any soul be reborn into any realm? Like, could the soul of somebody who has been a human before be born into the body of an angel or the body of a demon? And vice versa. And secondly, as we will learn later on in the game, the connection from the Tree of Life to Earth was burned. So how exactly do souls get back to Earth? That's a question that I would like to know. We will unfortunately not find out the answer. As for who is drawing power from the well, that is the Destroyer, whom we're going to deal with in Darksiders 1, which takes place after this game, so we're going to get to that. But pretty much the second game kind of assumes that you've played the first one, because we're already going to see glimpses of it. And I will explain it further when we actually get to that specific part where we see those glimpses. And I will spoil it then, because I'm not here to give like a spoiler-free lore stream. That's kind of defeating the purpose. But yeah, the Destroyer is currently harnessing the power of the well for himself, and that is why he is pretty much unbeatable at the moment, because as the Crowfather said, the well is pretty much the most powerful thing in all of creation.
So I must sacrifice the Nephilim, my kin, to restore mankind?
The Nephilim are dead, by your own hand. That broken talisman is all that remains. Would you leave them to eternal torment in that cage upon your chest?
And the Crowfather does make a good point, because the Nephilim yes, death may cling to their souls, but their souls are trapped in this amulet on his chest, which means they are not going anywhere. They are still trapped there. They can't do anything with this life. It's basically like keeping someone on life support when they are already like in a coma for several years. And it's like, yeah, you are still clinging to the hope that they might come back, but for that person themselves, there's nothing there, you know. So, and they are in torment because apparently their endless whispering of rage and pain drove the Crow Father half mad to the point where he basically begged Death to take the amulet back. So they are not having a fun time in that amulet. So really, the merciful thing would be to get rid of them. But of course Death doesn't, because he regrets having to kill his people in the first place.
Make haste for the tree.
Yeah, make haste for the tree. We are not going for the tree. First of all, we are finally going to fully upgrade Unstoppable. This is going to make our life so much easier. And we're also going to put some more upgrades into Aegis, because we want to get to this upgrade here, which will make Aegis last longer. But more importantly, we can now build for ourselves a very nice possessed scythe. To do that, first thing we need to do is teleport to Volgrim. And we're going to sell him our Book of the Dead pages. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to teleport to Ostrogoth, and we're going to get ourselves a Healthsteel scythe from him, which is probably going to take a few times of accessing the store and reloading, accessing the store and reloading. What I'm gonna do right now is basically the rundown of how to make yourself a really badass possessed scythe. So if you are interested in that, this is the part of the video that's really interesting for you.
I have new items.
So,
if you have the goods.
We don't actually want anything from Volgrim, except we want to sell him our Book of the Dead chapter.
A bargain.
Now we're going back to Ostrogoth as soon as we can. I'm guessing we couldn't because of this guy. What we want to do at Ostrogoth is we want to get a Healthsteel scythe, and in order to do that, the merchants update their inventory every time you level up, or every time you enter a dungeon that you haven't been to before. So what we're going to do is we're going to save before we actually access Ostrogoth's shop. If he has a Healthsteel item for us, we are going to buy the Healthsteel item. If he doesn't, we're just going to reload. And we're going to keep on doing that until we have a Healthsteel item. Usually takes somewhere between 5 to 15 attempts. Sometimes you get lucky and you get more of these.
All new items from lands near and far.
Hey, what did I say? We got lucky. Healthsteel. Right away. Awesome.
I hope you don't have to use it.
Cool. While we're here, since we are already rich, we have like 370,000 coins. We're just gonna have to look if we get any better equipment. So this, for example, looks very good. I want to buy that. The reason I'm looking now is because we are going to build ourselves a scythe, and we can basically recycle the equipment that we have now into better things. And especially I want to see if I can get a talisman with more critical chance, because that's one of those things that you don't find very often. That's arcane critical chance, too bad. Okay, well, we got our Healthsteel weapon, that's really all I wanted. So yeah, we got really lucky this time. That doesn't usually happen. Now the second place you want to go to is the lair of the third place is the lair of the deposed king. At the bottom of this lair you find Argul. We are not going to deal with him just yet, because you can theoretically fight Argul at level 17, but he's very tricky. He has an attack that can basically one-hit kill you, and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm literally just going there for the scythe building. That's all we're gonna do. I just want a good possessed scythe. Nothing more. And before I forget it, let me equip that wonderful pauldron I just bought. There we go. Perfect. And now we're going to go all the way to the bottom of this place. Remember, we're not doing anything else in here just yet. We're going to come back for this place later. For now, the only thing we're going to do is we're going to go all the way to the bottom to the Death Tomb. Alright. Gonna get that Stone of Power while we're here. And pick up these useless items from the skeletons. Okay. Now the most important thing you want to pick up in this tomb before you do anything else, literally leave everything else untouched. The first thing you want to do is go in here and pick up the Demon Heart Talisman. This is one of my favorite talismans, not just in terms of effects but also lore-wise. This talisman is the heart of a demon lord, one of Lilith's rivals, who ran afoul of her fury. Now his once ambitious heart rewards whoever holds it by infusing common items with devouring spirits, increasing their values. So do not cross paths with Lilith. She will turn your heart into a talisman if she doesn't like you. And Lilith, of course, is the one who actually created the Nephilim and considers herself their mother. So this is what ends up when you get in her hair. Alright, we're going to equip this thing and then we're going to save, because now we get to the most important part of building a possessed scythe. With the Demon Heart Talisman equipped, every single white weapon that you will pick up will instead be a red weapon. So a possessed weapon, basically. And what we're going to do is we're going to smash all of these weapon racks because they're guaranteed to give us a weapon. And you can see we're dropping a whole bunch of possessed stuff. We want a possessed scythe, ideally with no stats on it other than damage. And we want it to be as close as possible to 170 points of damage, because the highest damage for your current level is always your current level times 10. So we are level 17, which means we're looking for something with 170, or as close to 170 as we can get of maximum damage. So this is pretty lame. This is also pretty lame. And this as well, actually. This is closer, but I want to reload. If you don't get what you want, just quit the game and come back. You will basically reload in front of the Death Tomb, but you will still have the Demon Heart Talisman, and you can just smash all those weapon racks again. And we're just gonna do that a couple of times, maybe 5 or 6 times, depending on how long it will take, to see if we can get a good possessed weapon. So again, we're looking for a scythe with no other stats except damage, and we want it to be as close to 170 points of damage as possible. And the reason I'm going through all this trouble, even though this is supposed to be a stream that focuses more on the lore of the games, is because building a good possessed weapon will make your life so much easier for at least 4 to 5 levels, if not longer. So we will be able to carry this weapon until we reach level 22. That's 145 max damage. 161! There we go, we are getting lucky today. Second attempt. So I'm just gonna pick that up and pick up all the other stuff that we just found, because why the hell not? And now we can actually raid the rest of this death tomb. Got a nice skill point there. You want to smash all of these crates, because once you do, you will get some bonus stuff.
Impossible.
Yep, we no longer need those. Alright. I still need to find a good replacement for my current gloves, for my current gauntlets. Huh. Oh well, we'll get to it later. Alright, now that we have picked up all of this stuff, we can save again. Actually, I'm going to switch into the possessed scythe that we were going to upgrade first. So that will be this one. We're going to save, and then we're going to start building our good possessed scythe. So the reason we save before we start this is that if we mess any of these steps up, we can just reload and continue from there. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to upgrade, and you want to go for the scythe that has health steal on it, the one that we just bought. So as you can see, you can upgrade possessed scythes 5 times. If you drop them or sell them and then rebuy them, you can upgrade them even more, which is going to go to level 5. It's more than enough. And for the rest, which is going to sacrifice some lame item. Okay, so now we have health steal on top of this scythe, which is awesome. Now we're looking for something with a very high critical chance. And I'm going to equip the talisman that I was going to wear for myself so that I don't accidentally sacrifice it. So let's go for critical chance next. Let's see what we have. 14. Do we have anything else with critical chance? We don't actually. Wow. Except for that one talisman, okay. So, critical chance, there we go. And we want to go for critical damage now. So let's see what has the highest critical damage. 22. 22, 24, okay. 17. And this is going to take a bit because critical damage, there's a whole lot of equipment that has critical damage. So that's going to take a little bit longer to sort out, but we are as good as done. So the one with 24 was over here, and then we had one with 23, and now we can go for the 22 items. Yes, let's go. Critical damage, perfect. And now we upgrade one more time, and we want the highest strength value that we can get. So this is a critical scythe that is extremely geared towards Harbinger builds, so lots and lots of critical and physical damage. 23, 20, 16. It's all pretty lame actually. 13. Okay, so we're staying with 23. And then we just sacrifice whatever else we have. Okay, and now for the last set, you can just sacrifice whatever you want. I like to sacrifice things that have the same stats that I already have, so in this case critical damage. If it has critical damage, it can go on the scythe. There we go. And yes, let's take the extra critical damage. So now we have a possessed scythe with 197 max damage, plus 19% critical chance, plus 30 critical damage, 30 strength, and plus 14% health steal. So 14% of what we're going to do in damage, we are going to get back as health. And as you can see, we are almost doing plus 200% damage once we do critical. So that's really, really good. This is going to help us a long time. We're going to do one more upgrading round as soon as I save, and that's going to be for the Thunder Smash, so we have a good stat building weapon, because now that we have health steal on the scythes, we no longer need the health steal from Echidna, and we can instead just use something to actually boost our stats. Also, if you are in PS4, so you can rename your possessed scythe, so if anyone has a good name for this scythe, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna name it something completely random and wacky when we're done here. Okay, so here I want to go with strength first and foremost, because I want this to boost the stats that we already have. I want to boost health. I'm pretty sure I had some health items. 129, 92, okay, 129, 92, and health. Upgrade. I want resistance. 89, 100. 100 is good. And I'm pretty sure I had more resistance elsewhere. There we go. And then we just go for defense. And that's going to be a nice stat boost for us. So that's basically going to help us stay alive for longer. Just have something that allows me to upgrade in one go? Yes. Awesome. And now you can basically just spam out the rest of your inventory and basically clear out your inventory very, very fast. Strength. There we go. Perfect. Now we can go back to the Tree of Life and actually continue with our mission. We're going to go just a little bit further, and then we're going to stop in about 15 minutes, but we're probably going to be able to do the first bit of the Angelic Realm. Now the area that we're about to go to is my favorite area in the game. Unfortunately, we spend very little time there.
Not so fast, horseman.
You're following me.
I will remain here at the tree, should you have need of me on your quest. And dust has a beak for more than corpses, horseman. Follow him, and you will find the key.
Follow Dust, find the key? Can't be that easy, Crowfather.
You may be right, Death. The future is a secret even I cannot keep.
I love how skeptical Death is. He's just like, yeah, this is not going to be as easy as you say it is. I can already tell. And as for the question from the chat, yes, we are going to go to where the angel velociraptors live right now. That's a little in-joke, basically because the place that we're about to go to, the grass is pretty much as tall as we are, so I like to call it the long grass, and it always reminds me of that scene from Jurassic Park where they say don't go into the long grass, and there's velociraptors all over the place. So that's why we have this little in-joke with the angelic velociraptors. Anyway. Look at this place. Isn't it beautiful?
I don't recognize this place. Where have you taken me?
This place is called Lost Light. It is an outpost, far beyond the gates of heaven. And it is here that the angels have hidden the key to the Well of Souls.
Why here? Why not the White City?
There are some amongst the angels who would use the key for their own purpose. So it was hidden here to safeguard it from their schemes. Or so they hoped.
Yeah, spoilers, somebody has already gotten to the guy with the angelic key, so that didn't exactly do much hiding.
The well has power over all life.
It does. Though I suspect there is more to your question. Go on, Ryder. Ask it.
The Four never knew of the well. Why was it kept from us?
For fear of what you may have done with that knowledge. The Nephilim could not be allowed to ravage creation any longer. They needed to stay dead.
Then the well can bring them back.
And so we get to the root of it. Yes, the well is the fount of all life. Angel, demon, mankind, even Nephilim. But from their blades they wrought chaos. And from that was born corruption. You were right to destroy them.
Okay, interesting thing here. Death says that the Four never knew of the well, but in Darksiders 1, not only does in Darksiders 1 War know about the Well of Souls, he also knows that Azrael is the keeper of the Well of Souls. And Azrael and Death have known each other for a very long time. So how does Death not know about the Well of Souls? And does he sincerely believe that the others don't know? Or is that something that was deliberately kept only from him? Because I could see that happening, because he was entrusted with the soul amulet, and he was supposed to destroy the souls of the Nephilim, that the council might have specifically removed knowledge of the Well of Souls only from him, because he was the only one in actual danger of, using the Well of Souls to bring back the souls of the Nephilim. Or maybe they just hadn't hashed out the story properly when they did Darksiders 1, and so basically they had not yet figured out who knows what, and it really is the way Death says, and neither of the Four actually know about the Well of Souls. This is one of those little inconsistencies. It depends on how you want to explain it away, whether you want to explain it away from a meta point of view or a in-universe point of view. But just look at this place, it's so gorgeous. We've got actual water and trees with leaves and nice golden brown color schemes and beautiful skies. And this weird blue light that keeps on zipping across the place, which is a sycophant that we are going to fight later. Sycophants are the forms of corrupted male angels. No word yet on what happens to corrupted female angels, according to the art books, but according to the art books, sycophants are specifically corrupted male angels. And here is what I talked about with the long grass. Like, look at this. This grass is taller than Death is. And we've got grass like that all over the place, so don't go into the long grass.
Come closer. See what Vulgrim has to offer.
I mean, we do see some corrupted female angels later during our fights in the Citadel. Or, yeah, in the Citadel. We get to see fights with aphids, who are at least some kind of corrupted female angel, so it is possible for female angels to be corrupted. And also there is Makala from the comics. In the Death's Door comic, company and comic for Darksiders 2, there was an angelic character called Makala, who is corrupted by the same corruption that spreads throughout all the realms here. And she went to Earth and basically started like a cult of people worshipping her because she was trying to cleanse humanity. And of course did the exact opposite in trying to do so. Also, Makala did not actually die in the comics. Like, we saw her at the end of the comics being revived by one of her corrupted humans. So, would love to see her again at some point, but I doubt it's gonna happen. And there we go. So this is what angelic architecture looks like. I really wish we would see more of heaven. We have spent so much time in demonic realms. Like Darksiders Genesis was almost exclusively demon realms. Darksiders 3 and Darksiders 1 take place almost exclusively on Earth. So I really wish we will see more of angelic realms later in whatever future games there might be. I hate fighting these guys because they zoom all over the place, so just hitting them can be kind of tricky. But they do thankfully have very little health.
By Abaddon's eye, it is you.
I love how Abaddon's eye has essentially become a meme. Like, usually you swear by gods or whatever, but apparently Abaddon's lost eye has become a meme. And of course, when we first saw him in the Darksiders 1 prologue, not in the Darksiders 1 prologue, in Genesis, Abaddon still had his eye. He eventually lost it to a Nephilim weapon that basically caused a constant necrosis in the wound even after you removed it. Because normally, and this is something we learn in the Abomination Vault novel, replacing something like an eye is not a big deal among angels, like angelic healers can do that. But because the wound was constantly suffering from necrosis, even angelic healing arts could not do anything for it. And that's how Abaddon lost his eye and why he now wears an eye patch all the time. And I should probably have done an execution on at least one of these guys. There we go.
Welcome to Lost Light, Rider. From one warrior to another.
Do I know you?
I am Nathaniel. I fought beside you at the gates of Eden. Would have died were it not for your blades. But I'm not troubled that you don't recall me. Your thoughts that day were on killing Nephilim.
You're of the Hellguard.
I was. But I guard the light now. And the Archon. You'll find both in the Crystal Spire. But something tells me you are not here to glory in my master's radiance.
What gave that away?
So yeah, we saved this dude's life in Eden, and he still remembers us, we still remember him. He is one of the kindest and sincerest people that we are going to meet in the entire series. And I'm just going to ruin everybody's lives now because, as much as I love this dude, the design of his armor is ridiculous, and once you see that crotch piece, you cannot unsee it. And you are all very welcome for that.
I would guess that what you seek is no simple key. For that, you should consult the Archon. He sees much from the peak of his spire.
How did you come to leave the Hellguard?
Abaddon sent me here to watch over the Crystal Spire and the Archon. There is much at stake should the spire fall.
What is this place?
An outpost. We call it Lost Light, for what we left behind in the White City. Here, we are closer to darkness.
And who is this Archon?
Lucian is the head of the Scriptorium. Those angels who record all that he sees when he peers into the shadow. The Ivory Citadel holds their records, an archive vast beyond thinking.
Where is this citadel?
Lost beyond the mists. Pray your business never sends you there.
So here we have the first reference to Archon Lucian, which is a deviation from the normal naming scheme, because normally the angels have Hebrew names or Aramaic names. So Lucian, on the other hand, is more Latin, French inspired. So that kind of gives me the idea that possibly angels have more than one language, and might have been in this universe been the influence for some of the human languages.
The Archon's that way, Horseman.
Perhaps I have other business.
If that business takes you to the kingdom of the dead, you would serve the light to deliver this scroll.
What business have you in that land of corpses?
I seek an old friend, a lost soul. Where better to look? Take that scroll to the undead court, that they may answer my question.
Alright, we'll do that
I've
later.
decided. There is more I could sell you.
First of all, we are going to sell
The
all the
money
remaining
is
stuff that we
yours.
didn't put into... Oh, shit, I did not want to sell Echidna's fangs. We're gonna buy those back. We're going to sell all the other stuff that we picked up and that we didn't use for upgrades.
The money is yours.
So let me just clear up my inventory
Battle
real
war.
quick, because we are about to get into a long stretch of areas where we will not have access to any merchants, and I just want to get my inventory cleared out as best as possible. Of course, with the exception, we're going to buy back Echidna's fangs,
May
because
the
I did not
light
actually
shine on your path.
did not actually want to sell this. So, Nathaniel of the Hellguard gave you this mysterious scroll. Travel to other realms to find more information about the one named on it. Now, Nathaniel also has one of my favorite lines in the entire game. I hope we can trigger it now.
He-
Let's see. No. Okay. Sometimes when you leave his shop and you move away from him, he will say, not all of heaven is against you. Just enough to be worried. Which is like, thanks dude, you do have a sense of humor, I appreciate that. That's not something that's very common among angels. So, good on you. Alright, now we're going to pick up a few collectibles first, and then we're going to go to Archon Lucian and call it a day. Other side. Now, we could have theoretically stayed on the horse, but despair is horrible when it comes to closed corners, so just gonna dismount. It's gonna make our life a lot easier. Alright, now I will say this, if you are very close to reaching a level up before you go up to Archon Lucian, really do level up before you go to him. If you only have like a quarter of your experience bar left or something like that,
Not
because
all
you will
heaven
level
is
up.
against you.
Ah, there we go.
Just enough to be worried.
Because you will level up when you get to the Archon. You will get experience, and if you level up when you get to him, you will crash. So make sure that if you are very close to a level up, you level up first before you actually go towards the Archon. Look at this place. It's so beautiful. Why can't we stay here for longer? Alright, let's go over there and get rid of the other angel.
Rider!
Oh, the other two angels. Oh well. There we go. And we're gonna pick up this boatman coin. There we go. Perfect. And look over there, that actually looks like buildings over there, or at least like some shaped landscape, like somebody actually manipulated the landscape over there. So I gotta wonder, is there like a city over there? Why can't we go there? I want to ride off into the sunset and into the damn angelic city, goddammit. But no, instead we're stuck down here. And corrupted crystal spire. With the conveniently placed growth of roots on the side. And the totally not sinister looking building in the background.
Out
And
of the
there we go.
shadows and into
With
the
the map
light.
glitch.
I see you, horseman. The things you have done. The lives you have ended. I know why you are here.
Then you will give me the key.
I have guarded the key for centuries. It is mine, and I will not part with it lightly. Not now. Corruption spreads. In our city, in our hearts. Only I remain pure. A beacon against the darkness. Helpless to push it back.
We are not all helpless, Archon.
Perhaps not. After the seals were broken, and Hell's legions loosed upon the earth, many divine relics were lost. One, the Rod of Arafel, could help reverse what has happened here. I dare not retrieve the rod myself. The gates to the White City are closed to any angel who visits Earth. But you are no angel. Acquire the rod, and I will clear a path into my citadel. There you will find the key to the Tree of Life. As for what you will find on Earth, after you face it, even you may curse the name of war.
So yeah, there's our level up. You can already tell that this guy is full of shit because he says, Only I remain pure, a beacon against the darkness. We just met another angel who is still very much pure and very much in possession of all of his faculties. So you, sir, either do not have eyes in your head and do not know that there is another angel down there, just on the other, like on the bottom of this very spire, who is uncorrupted, or you are freaking lying to me, and spoilers, he is lying to us. But like he says, interesting thing here, the gates of heaven are closed to all angels who visit Earth, because heaven already knows that the seals were not broken, or at least not all of them. So pretty much any angel who went to Earth violated the new pact, which said, number one, truce between angels and demons, do not, like, if you're going to have to go at each other, at least do it in a way that doesn't destroy the entire universe. And number two, nobody touches Earth. So pretty much every angel who went to Earth is in violation of the new pact. And they are not allowed to come back to Earth until whatever is happening down there is sorted out. So that includes Uriel and the rest of the Hellguard, and Uziel and the rest of his 7th Legion and all that.
The pool will bring you to Earth, Rider. Do not tarry here.
If you want the rod, you'll tell me where to find it.
I have seen much while staring into the deep, but that I cannot tell you. The kingdom of man was swallowed by darkness when the armies of hell invaded. I have seen only glimpses of the Earth since then, but enough to know that the rod of Arafel is safe, and our only hope of redemption.
The rod of Arafel is safe. Once we're going to go there, we're going to find out that all 3 pieces of the rod are essentially trapped by demons. So I would not exactly call that safe.
How does the City of Light fall to corruption?
It wasn't the city that fell, but those within. It began with just one angel. Weak of will, given to doubts. When the darkness called, he welcomed it in.
And
From
his
him,
name was Lucian.
the corruption spread. It seemed only I could sense it, gathering above our heads. And though I warned my brothers of the storm that was to come, they did not listen. Only when the cloud burst did the City of Light fall. And other realms have fallen since.
Oh man, this guy is so full of shit. Yes, press X to doubt indeed.
Your pool, is it the only way to the kingdom of man?
It is the only path that I know of. You can thank your masters for that. To preserve the balance, the Charred Council forbade all travel to the Third Kingdom, and destroyed those means that already existed. Even the Tree of Life was burnt, like so much kindling.
Yet you have the means to travel to Earth.
Not everyone obeys the Council, Death. That is why they have their horsemen.
Yep, and so that is the main problem. That is why going to Earth is considered such a crime, because the Council pretty much forbade it. And like I said, they burned even the Tree of Life, the roots of the Tree of Life. So Earth is essentially completely cut off from the rest of the universe, except for means of travels like this pool that he is using. And theoretically, if the Council knew that he was using this pool to allow people to go back to Earth, he could be in trouble as well, which is precisely why he is not going through this pool. Because he knows he would get in trouble with the horsemen, and he doesn't want that.
You speak of this realm as if it were your own.
The guards call this place Lost Light, but it is here that the light is to be found. And I am its source.
There's nothing else you can tell me?
Not until you find the Rod, Horseman. Then all will be revealed.
Alright, so that's pretty much all that this guy is going to tell us. Can I get a good look at his back? There we go. So where do those small wings even come out? Like pretty much the same place as the big wings. I honestly have no idea what purpose his small wings serve. I guess it's just basically a status symbol. But yeah. So this is Archon Lucian, biggest liar in the entire universe. And he wants us to go back to Earth. Earth is probably the only section in the game that's more annoying than the Kingdom of the Dead. So we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna do that next week. For now, I'm just gonna pick up this chest, and then we are going to call it a day. Oh, I actually got some good equipment from this. Nice. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys had some fun, and I hope to see you again next week, probably around the same time again, 8 p.m. Irish time on a Sunday. And I will try to upload this video and the last two that are not yet on YouTube as soon as possible. Until then, thank you guys for joining me today. Have a good week, stay safe, and hopefully see you again next Sunday. Alright, bye bye.